1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says RSS extremist ideology based on racial superiority and hatred of minorities, including Muslims, has taken over nuclear-armed India. The Foreign Minister has reaffirmed Pakistan's stance that the region cannot afford any other conflict. The Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting says the government is making all-out efforts to attract tourists and investors from around the world. The Washington Post says the Indian government has demonized attacks on university youth to distract attention from rising unemployment and economic downturn. Iran has admitted shooting down Ukrainian plane mistakenly, killing all the 173 passengers on board. In Afghanistan, 18 militants have been killed in a cleanup operation in Takhar province. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says extremist ideology of RSS has taken over nuclear-armed India of over 1 billion people. In a tweet today, he said it is an ideology based on racial superiority and hatred of Muslims and all minorities. The Prime Minister said whenever this genie came out of the bottle, it led to bloodshed. Imran Khan also shared an article carried by the British daily The Times, titled "India is a Hindu state now, we are second-class citizens." In another tweet, the Prime Minister demanded an immediate report on yesterday's condemnable, cowardly Quetta terrorist attack that targeted a mosque and people at prayers. The Prime Minister asked the provincial government to ensure all medical facilities to the injured. He said martyred DSP Haji Amanullah was a brave and exemplary officer. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, and Prime Minister Imran Khan have expressed deep grief and sorrow over the death of Sultan Qaboos bin Said of Oman. In his condolence message, the President said the services of Sultan Qaboos bin Said for the Omanis nation and world peace will always be remembered. He said Sultan Qaboos was a true brother who ensured Oman-Pakistan friendship. Extending his condolences to the people of Oman, the Prime Minister in his tweet said Sultan Qaboos was a visionary leader who transformed Oman into a vibrant and modern state. Imran Khan said Oman has lost a beloved leader and Pakistan a close and trusted friend. The President and the Prime Minister prayed for the departed soul to rest in eternal peace. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi also expressed grief and sorrow over the demise of Sultan Qaboos. Oman has named Haitham bin Tariq As-Said as the country's new ruler after the death of his cousin Sultan Qaboos bin Said. The Sultan of Oman, Qaboos bin Said As-Said, the Arab world's longest-serving ruler, died early this morning at the age of 79 after protracted illness. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said Pakistan will continue to play its role for the reduction of tension in the region. In a statement today, he reaffirmed Pakistan's stance that the region cannot afford any other conflict. The Foreign Minister said on the directions of the Prime Minister, he's also visiting Iran to hold talks with the Iranian leadership. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said he will later visit Saudi Arabia and the United States. He stressed the need for reduction of tension between Iran and the United States. The Foreign Minister said the recent statement of American President Donald Trump has given a ray of hope towards that end. Prime Minister's Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashik Awan, says the government is making all-out efforts to attract tourists and investors from around the world. Talking to the media in Islamabad today, she said provision of conducive environment to businessmen and protection of their investment is the vision of the incumbent government. The Special Assistant said a lot of job opportunities will be created through Naya Pakistan housing program as 40 industries are allied with construction. She expressed the hope that overseas Pakistanis will play a vital role for the economic stability of the country through investment in various sectors. Talking about Hunarmand Pakistan program, she said without the support of women, no country can achieve economic stability, and Hunarmand Pakistan initiative will help them avail job opportunities. This is Radio Pakistan. With a complaint resolution rate of 91.32%, Pakistan Citizen Portal has become the most effective tool in redressing people's grievances. Appreciating its utility and effectiveness, people from all walks of life can be found on the registered members list of the Pakistan Citizen Portal. According to the latest data, a total of 1,653,045 complaints have been received so far from over 1.3 million registered members. Out of these, 93.92 have originated from inland, while 5.74% from overseas Pakistanis and 0.34% from foreigners. The Pakistan Citizen Portal was established on the direction of Prime Minister Imran Khan to create a robust link between the government and the people of Pakistan. While encouraging the people to utilize this facility, the Prime Minister also made it very clear that no leniency will be shown to any government official who neglects his duty in addressing complaints reported on the Citizen Portal. Pakistan-China border via Khunjerab Top will be reopened for 5 days from Monday to Friday. During the period, over 186 containers loaded with Chinese goods stranded at Taj Kurgan will be shifted to Sost in Hunza. In occupied Kashmir, the Hurriyat leaders have condemned the Indian efforts to mislead the world by arranging a strictly guided visit of Delhi-based envoys to the territory. In a statement, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference led by Sayyid Ali Gilani, Hurriyat Forum led by Mirwais Umar Farooq and other Hurriyat leaders and organizations said the tour was a desperate attempt by the Modi government to show the world that all is well in occupied Kashmir. Meanwhile, the Indian police and troops arrested over 3,000 people during cordon and search operations and house raids in different districts. Students also held anti-India protests in Srinagar. Prominent American daily The Washington Post says the Indian government has demonized the attacks on university youth to distract attention from rising unemployment and economic downturn. In an article, the paper writes that the Modi government's failure to fulfill electoral promises of prosperous days together with anti-minorities, controversial laws fomented the country-wide protests. The paper opines that the brutal suppression of protests against controversial citizenship law has exacerbated opposition to government's actions. It says the Indian government is allowing individuals and groups outside formal political channels to enact violence against any opposition to its policies with impunity. Iran has admitted that it mistakenly shot down the Ukrainian plane, killing all the 176 passengers on board. In a statement, the Iranian military said it had done so as the plane flew close to a sensitive site belonging to Iran's Revolutionary Guards. The Iranian President Hassan Rouhani tweeted that Iran deeply regrets this disastrous mistake. Meanwhile, the Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei has ordered a probe into the incident. On the other hand, responding to the Iranian stance, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said he wanted an official apology and full cooperation, demanding those responsible to be held accountable. In Afghanistan, the government forces killed 18 militants in a cleanup operation in northern Takhar province today. The operation, conducted in Darkad district of the province, also cleared a village of the militants and destroyed their 3 hideouts. Meanwhile, a vehicle belonging to the American forces was targeted in Kandahar province. The Taliban have claimed responsibility for the attack. And finally, the weather. Widespread rain with snowfall over the hills is expected in Balochistan, while at a few places in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. Heavy rains and snowfall is also expected in western and upper districts of Balochistan during the period. Cold and cloudy weather is expected elsewhere in the country during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.